Hello everyone. So we are back again with this live session. So ये वाला लाइव सेशन थोड़ा अलग है, लाइक हम लोग हर वीक डिस्कस करते हैं कि वीकली अपडेट्स एंड वीकली न्यूज़ क्या है, बट yesterday एंड डे बिफोर yesterday we have some major news जिसके कारण हम लोग ये स्पेशल लाइव सेशन आप बोल सकते हो इज हैपनिंग, जिसमें हम लोग बात करेंगे आज कि what happened to Binance and what are the charges, आगे क्या हो सकता है, and should you worry because I have got so many messages from my friends कि Binance डूब गया भाई. should we take out our assets or leave it there, क्या होने वाला है, BNB सेल कर दे क्या. So there is a lot of questions that remain unanswered for a lot of people. So I thought कि why not have a session on it. So again, we have Krish and Shavik with us, will help us to trail what happened and give us some insider news so that you can short or long PNBs.
We don't have any
Shavik, आप क्या
insider.
बोल रहे हैं?
No, no, don't tell it like insider news कुछ भी नहीं है. Insider news जो टर्म है ना ये itself illegal है. ठीक है तो ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. मार्केट एनालिसिस या
आपका
फिर
थोड़ा
आपको
वॉइस आई थिंक थोड़ा डाउन है. एक बार चेक कर लीजिए.
सॉरी इज इट ऑडिबल. हाँ
हाँ अभी
या
ठीक है.
हाँ तो मैं जो बोल रहा हूँ इनसाइडर न्यूज़ या फिर इनसाइडर इन्फॉर्मेशन ये जो चीज़ है ना ये एक्चुअली ये टर्म यूज़ करना सही नहीं रहेगा इस प्लेटफॉर्म में. ये जो है आप कह सकते हो कि बेस्ड ऑन आवर एनालिसिस एंड आवर एक्सपीरियंस that we will share some of our point of views then hopefully जो हमारे यूजर्स हैं व्यूअर्स हैं उन लोग कुछ हेल्प होगा इसमें.
तो
आई थिंक हम
बाइनेंस
लोग स्टार्ट कर सकते हैं. और बिफोर स्टार्टिंग आई जस्ट टेक अ मिनट बिकॉज some people may be new joining in from different other locations. So guys, you can ask any questions on if you are watching from LinkedIn, YouTube or Twitter, and we'll take up the questions if you have anything. जैसे मैंने कुछ questions पूछा, I'll keep on asking in between. And अगर आपका कोई भी questions है, try to put it down in the comment section, and we'll take it up and answer it. And yeah, Krish, let's start. I know that you are just waiting कि कब मैं start करूँ, because we always have a Binance section in all our live sessions where you tell about Binance का क्या हो सकता है, क्या होने वाला है. I think this was the day you were waiting for to speak out about Binance. So yeah, over to you.
देखिए स्पीक आउट अबाउट बाइनेंस नहीं, दिस इज लाइक जनरली व्हाट इज हैपनिंग. तो अभी जो हुआ इसको जानने के लिए मैं थोड़ा सा सेंट्रलाइज्ड एक्सचेंज का हिस्ट्री बताना चाहूँगा एंड देन आई विल कम टू वेयर बाइनेंस इज एंड व्हाट एग्जैक्टली वेंट रॉन्ग विद इट. तो सेंट्रलाइज्ड एक्सचेंजेस जैसे आप सब जानते हैं लाइक 2010 में आई थिंक somebody did a private transaction using PayPal. That was the first transaction of Bitcoin selling to US dollar. उसके बाद there were yellow pages and then came Mount Gox. तो Mount Gox or Mount Gox whatever you call it. तो ये जापान का एक एक्सचेंज था जो कि 2014 में हैक्ड हो गया. तो बेसिकली दिस डिड नॉट हैव anything to do with any business license, any registration, etc. वो बस ऑनलाइन एक प्लेटफॉर्म था to exchange between fiat money to Bitcoin or other crypto that was available. तो when it got crashed उसके बाद आया Bitmax. तो Bitmax ने एक चीज क्या किया कि they added address and contact along with the exchange. तो लोगों को उन पे ज़्यादा भरोसा हो गया कि हाँ आई नो दिस बिजनेस एग्जिस्ट एट दिस एड्रेस, आई कैन सेंड देम रिस्पॉन्स, दे विल रिस्पॉन्ड मी बैक, राइट. तो बिटमैक्स भी ऐसे ही चला कुछ दिन. उसके बाद बिटफिनेक्स लॉन्च हुआ एंड देन ओके कॉइन था चाइना में. तो ओके कॉइन अलाउड पीपल टू डिपॉजिट चाइनीज रेमिम्बी एंड देन उसको यूज़ करके आप बिटकॉइन एंड अदर क्रिप्टो खरीद सकते थे. फिर 2016-17 में चाइना बैंड डिपॉजिट विड्रॉल ऑफ क्रिप्टो. ठीक उसी तरह रेमिम्बी, ठीक उसी तरह जिस तरह इंडिया में नो there was a ban between 2018, end of 2018 to early 2020. The same thing happened in China. So CZ was the CTO of OKCoin. He came out of OKCoin. So he decided I don't want to do anything with regulators or countries. मैं लोगों को सिर्फ क्रिप्टो टू क्रिप्टो ट्रेड करने अलाउ करूंगा. and that is when he adopted Tether and he put USDT slash crypto pairs. तो उन्होंने कहा कि यू गो टू द ओपन मार्केट, यू बाय यूएसडीटी, यू सेंड यूएसडीटी टू बाइनेंस एंड यू कैन ट्रेड, राइट? तो सबसे पहला था माउंट बॉक्स, जिसके पास सिर्फ एक एक्सचेंज था, ट्रेड ऑर्डर बुक था। उसके बाद आया बिटमैक्स, उसके बाद ओके कॉइन, जहाँ पे डायरेक्टली आप फिएट डाल सकते थे और विड्रॉ कर सकते थे। फिर आया बाइनेंस। तो बाइनेंस आते ही टेथर का जो यूज केस है उसको पूरा चेंज कर दिया। So Tether was actually launched in 2014 as a way for offshore US dollar, right? और यूरो डॉलर जिसको हम लोग बोलते हैं। देन सडनली टेथर हैड अ वेरी बिग यूज केस, जहाँ पे लोगों को अकाउंटिंग करने का एक वे मिल गया, बिकॉज यू कैन नॉट अकाउंट योर प्रॉफिट्स लॉसेस अगेंस्ट बिटकॉइन। ऑफ कोर्स सम बिटकॉइन पीपल विल डू इट, बट यूएसडीटी इज अ बेटर वे टू डू इट। तो नाउ दिस वाज प्राइमरीली अ स्पॉट एक्सचेंज, उस पर और कुछ नहीं था, ठीक है, ज्यादा कुछ प्रोडक्ट वोडक्ट नहीं था, बस मल्टीपल कॉइन्स था, लिक्विडिटी काफी अच्छा था, तो पीपल स्टार्टेड यूजिंग बाइनेंस। मूविंग फॉरवर्ड 2019-20 में क्या हुआ, FTX's फाउंडर सैम सीजी के पास गया फॉर इन्वेस्टमेंट फॉर हिज फ्यूचर्स प्लेटफॉर्म, राइट? तो उसके पहले तक सीजी कहते थे कि आई विल नॉट गो इनटू स्पॉट, आई विल नॉट गो इनटू फ्यूचर्स, आई विल जस्ट डू स्पॉट बेस्ड एक्सचेंज। फिर उन्होंने देखा कि FTX अगर ये लॉन्च कर रहा है, सो ही विल गेट अ लॉट ऑफ वॉल्यूम, बिकॉज देन ही इज प्रोवाइडिंग अ लॉट ऑफ लेवरेज, तो ऑफ कोर्स पीपल विल गो देयर। तो इसीलिए बाइनेंस ने अपना फ्यूचर्स ट्रेडिंग ऑप्शंस लॉन्च किया। सो 2017-18 से बेसिकली अभी तक बाइनेंस इज द डी फैक्टो लीडर इन ऑल दीज यू नो आई वुड से इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स। स्पॉट हो गया, लेवरेज हो गया, ऑप्शंस में भी वो टॉप 3 में है। सो दिस इज हाउ द एक्सचेंज इवॉल्व। अब इस एक्सचेंज को इवॉल्व करने के लिए बहुत सारा चीज चाहिए। जैसे अगर स्टॉक एक्सचेंज में आप देखते हो, तो स्टॉक एक्सचेंज में आप एक जगह एक्सचेंज करते हो, आपका पैसा कोई NSDACL CBSL रखता है जो कि रिपोजिटरी है, एंड यू डू इट फॉर थ्रू अ ब्रोकरेज। Binance was everything. Binance was your custodian. Binance was your exchange. Binance was your brokerage firm. Binance was your deposit withdrawal instrument, payment instrument, सब कुछ। एंड आगे चल के क्या हो गया कि 2020 आई थिंक 2021 मार्च तक बाइनेंस में KYC कंपलसरी नहीं था। A lot of people, I mean nobody ever did KYC on Binance, तो उनके पास जो था उनका लिमिटेड वॉल्यूम्स रहता था कि यू कैन डू $1 million वर्थ ऑफ USDT विड्रॉवल एक्सेट्रा एक्सेट्रा। तो उसके बाद बाइनेंस ने अपना KYC इन्फोर्स किया, बट बाय दैट टाइम अ लॉट ऑफ फ्रॉडस्टर, illegal money, gambling money, a lot of money which is not related with crypto only started flowing into Binance। इससे Binance का वॉल्यूम काफी बढ़ रहा था। बट जब कि उन्होंने ये KYC का पॉलिसी इंप्लीमेंट किया, इसके बाद से people started moving to other places. Of course it did not affect the business so badly, but things started moving in other direction। फिर बाइनेंस ने भी कहा वी वांट टू गेट रेगुलेटेड, तो उन्होंने सिंगापुर में एप्लीकेशन डाला, फिर रिजेक्ट, फिर उठा लिया, बिकॉज दे डिड नॉट वांट टू डिस्क्लोज देयर होल्डिंग कंपनी कि किस तरीके से उनका स्ट्रक्चर है। सेम थिंग दे डिड इन लाइक मे बी ऑस्ट्रेलिया, नेदरलैंड्स, और डिफरेंट डिफरेंट जुरिस्डिक्शन में उन्होंने सेम चीज़ किया। दे वेंट, दे फाइल्ड एन एप्लीकेशन, दे डिड बिजनेस देयर फॉर सम टाइम, एंड जब उन्होंने देखा कि ये नहीं होगा, दे वेंट आउट। तो एवरीथिंग वाज हैपनिंग बिकॉज नोबडी हैड अ टेम्पलेट। तो बाइनेंस को देख के लोग अपना बिजनेस सेटअप कर रहे थे, लोग ट्राइंग टू गेट रेगुलेशंस डन प्रॉपर्ली, एंड देन देयर वर कंपनीज हु ऑलवेज वांटेड टू बी रेगुलेटेड, जैसे कॉइनबेस, एक्सट्रेक्स, स्पैरो एक्सचेंज इन सिंगापुर। सो ऑल दिस एक्सचेंजेस always wanted to go the regulated way कि हमको regulations, licensing चाहिए, registration चाहिए, then we will do it. So two different things emerged. तो Binance को ये दिखने को लग गया कि they cannot go unregulated way, and they wanted to do it. अब जैसे होता है ना कि बंगाली में कहावत है, अति लोभे ताती नष्ट। इट मीन्स लाइक टू मच ग्रीड इज बैड फॉर एवरीथिंग। तो सबसे पहला प्रॉब्लम जो किया, बाइनेंस ने अपना BUSD लॉन्च कर दिया, और BUSD लॉन्च करते ही यूएस रेगुलेटर्स के पास एक ऐसा इंस्ट्रूमेंट हो गया कि दे कैन फ्रीज द एंटिटी विच इज हैंडलिंग, फ्रीज द मनी फ्रॉम द एंटिटी विच इज हैंडलिंग योर मनी, जो कि था पैक्सोस न्यूयॉर्क। एंड इमीडिएटली दे वेंट आफ्टर BUSD। तो फिर FTX का सागा हुआ, जहाँ पे CZ ने अपने को बचाने के लिए एंड बाइनेंस को बचाने के लिए सेड डायरेक्टली टू सैम की यू हैव अ बिग होल एंड we have this much money which we are going to dump. So Sam was doing a fraud, his fraud got caught. तो इसलिए सीसी को एंड बाइनेंस को टाइम मिला टू गेट देयर थिंग्स इन ऑर्डर. अगर ये नहीं होता, अगर एफटीएक्स लास्ट ईयर नवंबर में ब्लो नहीं होता, तो ये जो अभी डिसीजन आया है ये शायद 6 महीने 8 महीने पहले आ जाता. बट बिकॉज ऑफ द एफटीएक्स मेस जो क्रिएट हुआ, यूएस हैज टू फर्स्ट क्लीन अप दैट मेस एंड देन दे कैन फोकस ऑन बाइनेंस एंड गो आफ्टर बाइनेंस. So this is the whole thing that happened in the meantime, because Binance has just too much power and too much control over the crypto industry, especially in the centralized space. And nobody knows where their headquarters are. Nobody knows how they're operating. So governments are going after them. And US government is primarily going after them because they are not paying as much taxes probably as they should pay in the US. And they are not being very transparent regarding their KYC, regarding how they send money from their US platform to Binance platform. तो सबसे बड़ा लूपहोल उनको जो मिल गया वो था कि Binance US and Binance.com are separate entities. तो जब भी लिक्विडिटी का क्रंच होता है, Binance.com used to send crypto from their wallet to Binance.com and vice versa. तो इससे यूएस का जो लॉ था कि यू कैन नॉट टेक लिक्विडिटी फ्रॉम आउटसाइड, उनको वहां पे एक एंट्री पॉइंट मिल गया कि दिस इज एन एंट्री पॉइंट फॉर मी टू गो एंड सर्च योर प्रेमिसेस, नो व्हाट इज योर बिजनेस मॉडल, एटसेट्रा एटसेट्रा. एंड दैट इज हाउ दे स्टार्टेड बिल्डिंग द केस. तो दिस इज ऑल व्हाट हैपेंड इन द क्रिप्टो स्पेस टिल डेट, टिल टुडे. एंड आज जो हुआ या कल जो हुआ बेसिकली, इसमें सीसी को इम्प्लीकेट किया गया कि ही हैज डन मनी लॉन्ड्रिंग, सम अदर चार्जेस व्हिच वी आर गोइंग टू कम, एंड ही डिसाइडेड टू सेटल. तो राइट ऑफ कमिंग टू द क्वेश्चन जो आपने पूछा कि इज इट अ गुड थिंग और इज इट अ बैड थिंग, सो आई वुड से इट्स अ वेरी गुड थिंग. क्योंकि यहाँ पे क्या हुआ कि सीजी ने एक जगह कहा है कि अगर 18 months से नीचे उसके उनको प्रिजन जाना पड़ा, सो ही इज नॉट गोइंग टू कंटेस्ट द चार्जेस. सो एक्चुअली ही कैन बी पुट इनटू प्रिजन फॉर अप टू 18 months. ठीक है. Binance as a company elevated a CEO who is coming from a legal background. So this guy was the head of ADGM UAE Abu Dhabi for 6 years. Excuse me. So now US regulators probably said, okay, fine, you move away, you give control away, and this guy is going to come and do things up. So we have the same kind of precedents back when बिटमैक्स का जो सीईओ है आर्थर हेज, उनको भी सेम थ्रू के थ्रू जाना पड़ा था. सो आर्थर हेज आल्सो हैड टू गिव अवे हिज पोजीशन एज सीईओ, बट ही रिटेन फाउंडर शेयर्स एंड ही कैन नॉट डू any operator business for some time in the US. So same thing applied to Binance. तो everybody wins in this situation. CZ के पास उनका कंट्रोली स्टेक रह गया Binance का. He didn't have to go to jail for a long time, maybe 18 months at max, maybe no jail time. Binance के एक CEO है जो कि ऑलरेडी अप्रूव किया गया होगा इंटरनली एंड एक्सटर्नली कि हाँ, दिस गाय इज good enough to lead the finance project ahead. Talk with regulators because he has been a regulator himself, right? And baki jo bhi hai except SEC, everybody settles with Binance and they get like I think $4 billion roughly as fines. So this is the worst news that could have happened, and it happened, and the market did not react that badly. So I would say that this price is already factoring in all the negative things that could have happened. और यहाँ से इससे नेगेटिव कुछ नहीं होने वाला. Like already things are pretty negative, and इससे नेगेटिव यही हो सकता है कि Binance got hacked, which I think is very low chances. So now I'm going to take any questions that you might have and give more color कि like exactly क्या हुआ, कैसे हुआ in the next few minutes. So Sam and Shovik, any questions around this? I think Shovik has a few. Sam also might have.
यूजर्स का पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से मैं एक्चुअली अगर रिटेल यूजर की तरह हम लोग का कमेंट सेक्शन बॉक्स में ज्वाइन करता तो फिर मैं यही सवाल पूछता कि अभी क्या मेरे पास जो डिपॉजिट्स है फिनेंस में वो क्या निकाल लेना चाहिए, नंबर 1. सेकंड है क्या उस एक्सचेंज में आगे जाके मुझे और डिपॉजिट्स वगैरह करना है या फिर पोजीशंस लेना है. तो इस तरह का कुछ सवाल है, तो आप एक के बाद एक आइए. होपफुली ये जेनेरिक सा सवाल सबके मन में आया होगा. Krish.
तो डिपॉजिट विड्रॉवल का जो बात है वो आई थिंक लास्ट दिसंबर में बाइनेंस का नेट विड्रॉवल जो था इट वाज मोर देन $10 billion. तो उनके पास $75 billion के आसपास था एंड देन इट केम डाउन टू लाइक क्लोज टू $35-40 billion. तो अभी कल की बात करें तो लास्ट 24 आवर्स में ओवर $1 billion हैड बीन विड्रॉन. तो न्यूज वाइज नेगेटिव नहीं है बिकॉज बाइनेंस कैन कंटिन्यू टू डू देयर बिजनेस, राइट. बट बात यह है कि जैसे FTX था मैजिक इंटरनेट मनी, वैसे BNB भी मैजिक इंटरनेट मनी है. टिल पीपल आर टेलिंग आई एम विलिंग टू बाय at $200, इट हैज अ वैल्यू, या $250. अगर कोई नहीं खरीदना चाहता है दैट वैल्यू विल ड्रास्टिकली फॉल डाउन. और अभी जो बाइनेंस को $4 billion देना पड़ेगा दैट हैज टू कम फ्रॉम समवेयर, राइट. So either that has to come from Binance's treasury, or it has to come from CZ's pockets, or it has to come from BNB, which is also Binance's and CZ's treasury. ये तीन ऑप्शन है, इसको छोड़कर तो कोई ऑप्शन नहीं है ना. तो अगर CZ अपने पॉकेट से देता है so that's
Or
done.
maybe the
Maybe
game has been played already.
no, अभी तक तो पे नहीं हुआ है होपफुली. क्योंकि अगर पे
No,
हो
no,
जाता
it's
तो
not.
वुड हैव
I'm not
कम.
talking about it's paid, but I'm talking about the game has been played already.
हाँ, तो गेम तो ऑलरेडी प्ले हो गया ना, कि अगर आप देखते हो मार्केट ऑलरेडी पंप कर चुका है. सो पीपल हु वांटेड टू सेल एंड लिक्विडेट एंड गेट दिस फाइन बिफोर हैंड इज ऑलरेडी हैपेंड. और जब ये स्टेटमेंट आया है उसके पहले a lot of money was transferred from Binance's one wallet to other wallet. Nobody knows for what purpose. Maybe for routine purpose, maybe for non-routine purpose, right? So let's come back कि क्या क्या options है. पहला option है कि और fourth option है they can take users money and pay to the government. So let's not take the fourth option because that is the worst case scenario. तो या तो CZ खुद के पैसे से ये फाइन भरेगा which is $50 million for CZ and around $4 billion for Binance. If that happens, fine. Binance has no issues. But then why would CZ pay $4 billion from his company? The company should pay because the fine is on the company. So now company pays $4 billion. ये मैजिक इंटरनेट मनी नहीं पे कर रहा है. They are paying fiat or US dollar. So they have to sell their assets. जो है Bitcoin, BNB, Ethereum, USDT, whatever assets they have to sell it. So when they start selling it, the price of crypto will go down a bit in the short term, right? And then they will start operating. बट ये हुआ कि अगर $4 billion का ट्रेजरी या फंड्स बाइनेंस के वॉलेट, बाइनेंस के खाते से निकल जाता है, तो बाइनेंस विल लूज इट्स अपॉर्चुनिटी इन hiring new people, getting new products done in place, क्योंकि उनका जो treasury था that is already getting depleted. Nobody knows exactly what is the treasury of Binance because nobody has done a proper audit. But $4 billion is a lot of amount. और अगर उतना पैसा निकलता है, कंसिडरिंग कि Binance ने शायद जून में, आई थिंक मई या जून में, they laid off around 20% of their employees. So this is going to negatively impact Binance's फ्यूचर प्रोडक्ट लाइन. अभी तक बाइनेंस 2017 से 2022 तक क्यों सबसे आगे था? बिकॉज दे कुड ऑलवेज कम अप विथ न्यू प्रोडक्ट्स विच दे थॉट द मार्केट नीडेड. अब इसमें से बहुत सारे ऐसे प्रोडक्ट्स है जो रियली में मार्केट को जरूरत था, और ऐसे बहुत सारे प्रोडक्ट्स है जो इट गॉट लॉन्च बट इट नेवर फ्लू टू द मार्केट. तो ये तीन ऑप्शन में से कोई भी ऑप्शन आप लेते हो तो you can see that Binance's innovation strength will go down over time. And यहाँ से मैं कह सकता हूँ with confidence कि Binance may not be the de facto or number one crypto exchange which everybody was using before. But हाँ, अभी ज़्यादा options भी नहीं है. Because if you talk of other coins like OKX exchange या फिर Coinbase exchange etc., those are not that great compared to Binance. Just because उनके पास उतना products नहीं है. But then all of them are trying to innovate, and once they can catch up to Binance, they can actually go better. Because OKX ने already US के साथ Tether के साथ collaborate करके $200 million या $250 million, मतलब certain amount of sum freeze किया है for some scamsters. So they are already collaborating with government. So now that Binance has that advantage of having a big treasury, of not following regulations, of having a CEO who always thought of the DeFi way, all those things are gone from Binance. So immediately, I don't think there is going to be a problem. But ultimately, will you get that same efficiency? I highly doubt that. And अगर आपको साथ ऐसा हो रहा है कि आपको लगता है कि this exchange might go down, so diversify. There are multiple exchanges. Put 20% of your funds in on 5 exchanges. You know, so if one exchange goes down, the 4 other exchanges are still safe.
Okay, so I think Krish, we got a question from YouTube asking how are you planning to resolve the upcoming barriers as other big crypto exchanges are facing. So I think he's mentioning about like because there is some issues with Kraken as well in the US, and there are other exchanges that is also facing regulatory issues and problem, and there is speculations that Coinbase also may get some what of the ACC's eyesight or focus. So
देखिए
what's your take on this?
Coinbase ने ऑलरेडी एसीसी के साथ बैठ के went through everything before they launched their IPO, right? IPO के बाद Coinbase ने अपना बिजनेस चेंज नहीं किया है, इट इज द सेम बिजनेस. तो अगर एसईसी अभी उसके साथ जाके फाइट करता है, सो Coinbase has publicly said that they are going to fight. So now a lot of these US companies who are always very focused on US market is going out creating a new entity, and उसके through they are creating global exchanges. तो मेरे हिसाब से क्या लगता है कि अभी क्या होने वाला है. सो इफ यू थिंक ऑफ स्टॉक्स, क्रिप्टो एंड स्टॉक्स आर नॉट दैट डिफरेंट. बेसिक डिफरेंस ये है कि stocks में you are saying कि this has a book value, this has this much revenue, this has this has that, and you cannot withdraw the stocks from, let's say, uh, Nasdaq to NSE or BSE, something like that. So it's very country specific. Crypto में you can move the crypto around, that's why it's global. So moving forward, most of the big clients who used to go and trade on exchanges, they will move away from exchanges. It will be more OTC deals. तो अभी भी क्या होता है कि आज से 10 साल पहले या 15 साल पहले आप देखो स्टॉक एक्सचेंज में, यूएस स्टॉक एक्सचेंज में या कोई भी स्टॉक एक्सचेंज में, मोस्ट ऑफ द फ्लो वाज इनटू द एक्सचेंज. अभी वो सब कुछ ओटीसी डेस्क के थ्रू होता है. फॉर एग्जांपल, रॉबिनहुड के जो क्लाइंट्स है वो डायरेक्टली एक्सचेंज के साथ कनेक्टेड नहीं है. दैट इज कनेक्टेड विद सिटाडेल, which is an OTC liquidity provider, which is providing liquidity for all Robinhood's clients. And Citadel is actually going and settling with BSE, NSE, or other, Nasdaq or other US exchanges. So all the OTC trades are already happening off the exchange. तो क्रिप्टो में भी यही होने वाला है. लेट्स से यू आर हाई नेटवर्थ इंडिविजुअल और आपको बोला जाता है कि आप $10 million इन्वेस्ट करो. So you are going to not put $10 million in a crypto exchange, buy the crypto and hold it there. People have already started moving it to their custodian wallets, right? या फिर non-custodian wallets. So custodian wallets are like wallet providers like Liminal, BitGo, Raka Digital, which are already regulated. Non-custodian wallets are like MetaMask, Trust Wallet, all these. तो बाद में क्या होगा, कस्टोडियंस विल गेट स्मार्टर, एंड ऑलरेडी बहुत सारे एक्सचेंजेस है, बहुत सारे कस्टोडियंस है, वॉलेट प्रोवाइडर्स है, हु आर प्रोवाइडिंग ऑफ एक्सचेंज ट्रेडिंग, जहाँ पे आप अपना वॉलेट में पैसा को ब्लॉक करके ट्रेड कर सकते हो. एंड दिस इज नॉट अवेलेबल फॉर रिटेल क्लाइंट्स, माइंड यू, दिस इज ओनली अवेलेबल फॉर institutional clients. But this is where the market is going to flow. So imagine if you are a high net worth individual, so you want to save pennies on the dollar or you want to save your whole dollar. So of course it might be a bit costlier if you just lock your funds in a custodian and you trade directly from there. But you save your whole asset, right? Because your custodian will be providing you insurance, security, which is not provided on the exchange. And you don't know how the exchange is operating. क्योंकि हम लोगों ने पहले भी कहा है कि आप एक्सचेंज में पैसा भेजते हो and you buy something that is just a number. Actually they have that as a backing in their wallet or not, you don't know. अभी कुछ कुछ exchanges on chain reports ला रहे हैं कि we have this much, we have that much, but you really don't know if they have that much or not at that point of time when you are buying. आपके पैसे से लोग ट्रेड भी कर सकते हो. So moving forward, I think off exchange trading and OTC trading काफी बढ़ जाएगा, especially for institutional clients. Plus जब ETF आ जाएगा, which is definitely something which is going to happen next year, तब institutional funds ETF के through flow करेगा. All these people who are going into exchanges mostly will be retail traders or people who want to preserve some sort of on-chain, off-chain privacy, and they want to get out using a legit exchange. And regulations तो आएंगे, So most of these exchanges which are currently operating without regulations will have to follow regulations. So
क्रिश,
that's
यहाँ
my
पे
point.
और एक सवाल है, जिन लोगों का बिनांस में अकाउंट है वो लोग के लिए अभी क्या ऑप्शन है, कहाँ पे वो लोग अपना एसेट को शिफ्ट करेंगे?
I would suggest shift your asset to some regulated exchanges or licensed exchanges or non-custodial wallets. क्योंकि if you move it from Binance to ABC, you don't know how ABC is doing. जैसे Polonix hack हुआ, उसके बाद से Polonix has almost stopped talking with any of their clients. Right? Polonix is from Justin Sun, who is also the owner of Tron, and they got hacked, and people stopped communicating from their team to the people who got hacked. So they got locked out. So similar thing can happen with any other unregulated, unregistered exchanges, right? So move certain amount of your asset into exchanges because it's easy for you to trade there. And अगर आपको लगता है कि आप यू नो ट्रेड नहीं करोगे उस पैसे से और या उस टोकन से, यू कैन मूव इट ऑफ चेन, यू कैन मूव इट टू नॉन कस्टोडियल वॉलेट्स, या नॉट ऑफ चेन बट नॉन कस्टोडियल वॉलेट्स. या
So, Krish, another thing that I was just about to talk about is like, have you seen that there is a Web3 wallet that is coming with the Binance app right now? I just saw it a week ago, maybe.
Yeah.
So I have not tried it yet myself, but you can have a non-custodial wallet on the Binance app itself where you can back up your seed phrases. I don't know how much secure is it because I have not personally used it anytime soon, but I've seen there is option and now I'm just checking it that if you can back it up, and I think you can directly transfer on and off Binance through the wallet as well. So what's your take on this? Like, was Binance expecting all these things and was ready with their own Web3 wallet just
of
before
course, Binance
all
is
this?
expect Binance was expecting all these things for the past 2 years. They were just
Okay.
able to delay it using FTX as an example, using their money muscle power, using some of their regulations that they have in some subsidiaries, etc. But they were expecting this to happen, and they are expecting much worse to happen actually. तो आई थिंक अगर आपको बाइनेंस के ऊपर ही ट्रस्ट नहीं है, सो व्हाई वुड यू ट्रस्ट बाइनेंसेस वेब3 वॉलेट? दैट इज माय क्वेश्चन. Like, if you are not bullish on a certain coin, why are you putting your money or why are you putting your asset on that chain? You should put it in some other place, right? तो अगर आपको बाइनेंस में ही ट्रेड करना है, सो यू कैन कीप अनदर वॉलेट, मेक दिस वेब3 वॉलेट, and then always trade and then withdraw it to your wallet, or trade and keep it in web3 wallet. Whenever you want to trade, withdraw it to Binance, trade, keep it back. Whichever amount you don't want to trade, take it out. एंड इट्स ऑलवेज गुड टू हैव कि आपके पास 5 डिफरेंट वॉलेट है जहाँ पे आपका टोटल वेल्थ का 20% 20% या 25% 25% 10% 10-20% करके ऐसे मतलब डाइवर्सिफाइड है. अगर आप एक ही जगह सब कुछ रखते हो फॉर कन्वीनियंस, it's like putting all your eggs in one basket, knowing well that that basket might actually be leaking, which you don't know how much.
So coming back to another question that I know I have been just reading all the things from Twitter because there is a lot of questions and answers happening on Twitter and other various communities on Telegram, WhatsApp, and other places. So just now, right today, I think the new CEO has also retweeted it that they have the sufficient reserves to uh, give the fine. Like they don't have to liquidate any of the assets
I
which
want to
they
stop
hold.
you. I want to stop you there. लूना जब हुआ था उस टाइम में लूना के जो सीईओ थे उन्होंने भी कहा था डिप्लॉइंग फंड लैड्स, होल्ड ऑन, समथिंग लाइक दैट. सैम ने भी कहा था कि वी हैव सफिशिएंट money to buy back all the shares from Binance. So don't worry, right? So if you have enough money, you will rather just go and do it, right? You will not tell people that मेरे पास है, I will do it. It doesn't make sense. Like, आपके पास अगर ऑलरेडी पैसा है तो आप पे कर दो, and we will know you have the money. You don't have to go and make a press release around that. When you are making a press release, it means you are trying to pacify the crowd, and there are reasons why they are doing that.
I think it's not about a press release. It's like an Excel sheet where they have maintained all the on records, like on chain assets, and they have given a total estimate of around their holding without BNB that we are discussing. It's around 59 billion. It's what Binance has on its book, other than the cash and other things that they're holding
59
off
बिलियन किसका? आपका, मेरा, सोविक का, सबका पैसा मिला के. It's not Binance's
Yeah,
own money, right? 59 billion अगर उसका
it's the
59
total
billion,
reserve. It's the
yeah,
BOR.
is the total reserve, right? अगर उसका
Yeah.
liability है 60 billion, then Binance is already in loss, already in problem. Reserve doesn't mean anything unless
Right.
you tell what is your liability.
And also
कहीं
one thing
फाइनेंस को
I have,
लायबिलिटी मेंशन करते हुए नहीं देखोगे.
और एक्चुअली एसेट्स का जो डिक्लेरेशन है यहाँ पे एक पॉइंट भी आ जाता है कि वो एसेट्स जो है वो नॉन कोलैटरलाइज्ड एसेट्स है कि नहीं, या फिर उसको कहीं पे कोलैटरल रख के लोन वोन उठा लिया इन लोगों ने, तो फिर तो लायबिलिटी बढ़ जाता है ना.
और एसेट्स जो
So
है
that
that is
clarity you would get actually apparently from what they are disclosing from that data.
and
Krish,
assets जो
we
है
have
that is based on the present price. एक बार अगर सेल ऑफ होना स्टार्ट कर दिया, that 59 billion can quickly come to like 20 billion या 25 billion, right? Then what are you going to do? अगर समझ लो
Krish,
आपके पास ऐसा बहुत सारा tokens है which are meme coins and stuff like that, that may have a very big volume, I mean value, not volume, but it has a very shallow trading volume. तो वहां पे अगर आप जाके $1 billion liquidate करते हो and let's say the daily trading volume is $1 billion, what is going to happen to the price of that token? Bitcoin, Ethereum, maybe BNB, maybe Solana is still okay. They have enough liquidity. But अगर आप top 10 coins को छोड़ देते हो, all the other coins doesn't have liquidity. बस उनके पास number है कि इतना amount है. Just because retail investors are willing to pay that price. This 59 billion is actually not properly marked to market. It's just there, right? On paper, अभी coin market cap का use करके valuation. And what is the liability? Nobody knows. और अगर Binance बोल रहा है कि मेरे पास 59 billion है and मैं इसको use करना चाहता हूँ, so it means are they going to use users funds? Of course not, right? So what is the users fund liability, or what is other liability that Binance has?
But here again, like on the same question, so they don't have to pay off the 4.3 billion right now. They have got around 12 to 15 months, I guess, to pay it off. So I think till that time they will have a bull run or upside move coming up, and then maybe they will liquidate some more,
they
somewhat of it.
can use the market liquidity to
Yeah.
get that amount paid. Krish, we have another question from LinkedIn. From now on, will Binance struggle like FTX? I think we have covered this question already.
No, Binance will not struggle like FTX. FTX was scamming people. Binance was doing regulatory arbitrage. So now I think the regulatory arbitrage will go down quite a bit, and उनको regulations follow करने के लिए काफी पैसा invest करना पड़ेगा, both in their AML, KYC, scrutinization, transaction monitoring, etc., which they are already doing, but they have to do it much better, much improved manner, and they have to also work with regulators moving forward, जो कि अभी तक Binance नहीं कर रहा था, which will also be costly. So it will not be as bad as FTX, definitely not. Your funds probably will be still safe, but हाँ आपका जो expectation था Binance से कि they are going to bring new products, their efficiency is much better, that is going to go down slowly and slowly, क्योंकि everything is connected with revenue. जितना ट्रेडिंग वॉल्यूम बढ़ेगा उतना Binance के पास रेवेन्यू आएगा, जितना रेवेन्यू आएगा उससे उन लोग हायर कर पाएंगे न्यू पीपल एंड मेक न्यू प्रोडक्ट्स. Now if people start withdrawing money, their revenue starts going down. So for each $1 billion, let's say they have 10x the trading volume. तो अगर $10 billion कम होता है तो $100 billion का trading volume कम हो जाता है, of which they are charging let's say 0.1%. So still it's like $100 million or some amount of revenue which they cannot ever get if the money is moving out of the system. So that is the problem.
So I think similarly, like I read on one of the articles that was published, that earlier it was around 60%. Like Binance used to control the overall market dominance of all the exchanges. It was around 60% for Binance. Now it's around 40%. So it's already coming down. And what do you think? Like it
And
will
it's
go
going to
down
go
more?
down. Like in the next 5 years, probably we are going to see uh, a lot more new exchanges taking these market shares. And all these exchanges, I can guarantee, will be regulated exchanges which has fiat on and off ramp. Binance अभी भी उनके पास fiat on and off ramp नहीं है, especially Binance.com पे, क्योंकि it's not regulated, nobody knows where it's operating out of. Subsidiaries में है, but when you're going to these regulated exchanges, they don't have options. अगर आप सिंगापुर में जाते हो, तो सिंगापुर में Binance app use करने पे you cannot access your options because they have blocked it via VPN. I mean, they have blocked it via IP. VPN use करके आप शायद access कर पाओगे. So moving forward, Binance will lose its market share. Binance will lose its pole position, and definitely it's going to affect their whole business. So probably CZ and the management team will have to go out and they will focus more on DEXs, uh, Binance Chain, Binance Accelerator, all these other things which has nothing to do with the exchange side of the business. Although it's tied, but it's not directly connected.
And on the other side, Krish, like if you see in the Twitter or in the whole community, crypto community, if you have a glance, you'll see like people are majorly supporting CZ and Binance rather than getting affected by the situation. Just like when FTX happened, people were in panic, and I think there is a good communication from Binance side. They were giving timely updates. They were telling like, okay, what's the status of the funds. Until now, you
Actually,
will see like majorly on CZ's tweet, everybody is like, okay, he was a great
देखिए,
leader.
अभी भी ट्रांसपेरेंसी नहीं है. Of course, people are okay with it because they think that there is enough money. अगर Binance transparency बोलता है कि हाँ, I have $59 billion of liability and I have $59 billion of asset, then will you put your money in Binance and keep it in Binance? That's my question to you.
actually, people are still emotionally connected with Binance and CZ. That's why they are taking emotional decisions. But whenever you are working in the market, you should keep your emotions aside and take the decision. जब भी ये न्यूज़ आया, अगर ट्रेडर्स को अपॉर्चुनिटी दिख रहा है, तो मेरे हिसाब से तो उन लोगों ने अगर इमोशंस को साइड में रख के पोजीशंस वगैरह लिए होंगे, तो फिर तो काफ़ी अच्छा खासा बन गया होगा अभी.
And one more thing, CZ has not done a fraud. Sam Bankman-Fried has actually done a fraud. CZ did not do a fraud. CZ did regulatory arbitrage. So अभी regulatory arbitrage में loopholes बंद हो रहे हैं and he was not able to keep up. That's why he got caught. That's why he got into trouble. Right? So both are very different things. And
And
options ये भी है कि I think 3 साल CZ will not be able to uh, work with uh, Binance or any other company probably. But 3 साल के बाद there might be a scenario कि CZ will come back as a clean operator. So it's like a cooling off period. So I think I've shared the screen. Sam, can you share it?
yep.
So this guy, his name is Marcus, and he has written a very good book. तो उनका ये Substack है. तो उन्होंने वहाँ पे कहा है कि like what is the sentencing कि Binance will pay 4.3 billion, so it's not coming out of CZ's pocket. CZ will pay a fine of 50 million personally, and Binance has been charged with money laundering, etc., violations. Uh, so 1.35 billion they have collected in fees from US customers, and they have to pay a fine of 4.3 billion dollars.
2.3.
Okay, so it's like 3x roughly. 3x, right? Yeah, roughly 3x,
Yep.
a little more than 3x. And this deal includes FinCEN, OFAC, CFTC, not SEC. तो FinCEN, OFAC और CFTC has agreed कि वो इसके बाद बाइनेंस को चेज नहीं करेंगे रिगार्डिंग these policies. So from this day onwards, right? So SEC has still an option to sue them again or charge them again. And finally, Binance will still be the top 2-3 exchange overall in the next 2-3 years, which is a given because there is no current alternative. If there was an alternative, probably things would be very different. And last point, I think कहीं पे उन्होंने कहा था कि with yeah, here. So US agency said as a macro environment continues, etc. CZ might come back during the next bear market in 2026. So 3 साल बाद CZ can come back again as a operator of Binance. 3 साल तक he cannot get in into Binance's daily day-to-day activities. So yeah, it's like a 3-year paid vacation for him. Just depends ki it's in open air or it's under closed environment.
I think
And
like from his personal letters, he's just mentioned that he's like going to take a break if the jail term is not imposed, and then he's gonna advise Binance and put some money into different projects, get into DeFi, just not again get a founder and start any other project or come back again to Binance. But maybe who
as I
knows
said,
later? Yeah,
he has 2 or 3 options only. या तो DeFi में he will start building products, या तो Binance chain को वो promote करना start करेंगे कि like have more things, more development on Binance chain. या तो he will look into being a accelerator and starting a fund or taking over the Binance investment arm and separate it out, or start his own family fund, like whatever it is, right? So these are the options. Centralized space mein he cannot work, that's for sure.
right.
And like people supporting CZ, they are like fanatics. Of course, people should support him. He has done a lot for the industry. But then उनके कारण काफी negative impact भी पड़ा है industry पे. A lot of people who came into crypto because of the myth of decentralization, which does not exist. They go to Binance and they think that they are protected, but ऐसा नहीं है. Binance was already working with government agencies, etc. Not just all the agencies. And he decided to fight SEC and he decided to fight other agencies in the US instead of going into a dialogue. So that was also something which actually forced the US government to make more stringent laws, right? So overall industry के लिए अच्छा हुआ है, but in the short term it's like a vaccination. वैक्सीन लेने के बाद आपका तबीयत कुछ दिन खराब रहता है and then you are protected. So this can be thought of as a vaccination. And the good thing about that is market has not reacted badly. So I would say कि वैक्सीनेशन काम करेगा कि नहीं बाद में देखा जाएगा, but for now you don't have the immediate side effects.
Also, there is another humors, or you can say narrative, that is floating around. It's about like the Bitcoin ETF, spot ETF, that the US wants to impose it in the next 2 months because they have a deadline. So before they give it to BlackRock or any other big institutions, they want to cut down the size of the scale which Binance was operating in, so that other institutional player can come in and take it up from there and get a larger market share for it.
It doesn't matter. Like अगर BlackRock launch करता है ETF basically, so BlackRock is like X amount of times bigger than Binance. It has like few trillions of dollars of asset. Binance has billions of dollars of asset. And if HNIs, if the royal family of Saudi Arabia or Qatar or Oman or somewhere, or the Ambani, Tatas, Birlas, etc., wants to invest into crypto, they are not going to go to Indian exchanges or Binance. They are going to go to BlackRock, right? They
Right.
are going to go to SBI. They are going to go to HDFC. All these local banks or international banks or asset managers. So
Right.
the problem was not that uh, SEC or US wanted this to happen. The problem is अगर कोई भी regulatory you know uh, like regulatory problem was hanging on the neck, nobody wants to invest in that asset class. It's risky because you don't know कि किस तरीके से market behave करेगा. Now that you know कि Binance's problem is already dealt with, now all the people will be willing to invest. So that is one of the reasons I think this was closed so abruptly now instead of 2 months or 3 months later. Because 2-3 महीने में when they approve the spot Bitcoin ETF, so whoever is applying for it, whoever is doing the front running, उनको भी तो पैसा कमाना है यार.
Right.
So if there is a concern कि Bitcoin and crypto itself has a big issue because of Binance, then they are not going to put their money, because at one time if Binance went down, crypto industry would have gone down. But now, because of institutional money, because of banks coming in and becoming custodians, this kind of shock is easily absorbed. So this was probably the last shock before the bull market. तो
Probably.
समझदारों को इशारा ही काफी है. I'm not going to say anything more than that, and this is well priced in. So let's hope the market stabilizes and things move properly. Any more
And
questions or anything else?
before we end, like I'll have to have one question. Like, are you anticipating any other this kind of news related to Binance or the exchange market from the US before this year
यूएस का
ends?
यूएस का तो नहीं है वैसे, क्योंकि like Binance was probably the biggest one, and they have gone after it, got a favorable resolution सबके लिए. CZ, Binance and regulator सबके लिए it's a very favorable decision. This is the best win-win situation है. तो मुझे नहीं लगता कि immediately they are going to go after Coinbase or Kraken or any other listed exchanges. क्योंकि Coinbase, Kraken, etc. they are already having lot of regulatory things that they are dealing with, like including some SEC issues, including state-wise subpoenas, etc. So these will be ongoing. बट ऐसा नहीं लगता कि बाइनेंस के पीछे जैसे उन्होंने हाथ धो के पीछे पड़ गया था, उस तरीके से कोई और एक्सचेंज के पीछे दे विल डू दिस टाइम अराउंड, स्पेशली व्हेन द ETF अप्रूवल इज राइट अक्रॉस द कॉर्नर. तो मुझे लगता है कि एटलीस्ट नेक्स्ट बुल मार्केट तक probably you're not going to get any really bad news. And even if you get a bad news, that's not going to affect on a global scale. Maybe, some government comes and says, we will ban crypto from tomorrow. That can happen. But that will be very specific to countries or locations or regions. पूरा crypto market को affect नहीं करेगा वो. Unless, of course, US comes and says, we are going to ban crypto. Then it will affect everything. But I don't think this is
But
going to happen,
yeah,
because
they are
otherwise
already talking about SpotTF and all. So
yeah. So that's why I said, right, कि already the worst possible scenario is already factored in. हो चुका है.
and the market has actually absorbed the news quite well.
Yeah.
So ये जो चीज है ना
ये अगर
ये बहुत
2020 में होता या 2019 में होता तो immediately you would have seen 10, 20, 50% fall for sure.
I think
At least on BTC Ethereum. Other tokens, I'm just letting it be. I don't know where it would have gone. But since this happened now, and institutional money and banks and HNIs, etc., everybody has interest into crypto, the market really took this news and absorbed the news really well. So market is maturing.
yeah, and I think that's again for the communication that they have, because it was like CZ was continuously tweeting and everybody in the crypto ecosystem was supporting it, and there was not a FUD around that. Okay, you should take out your money or something like that. At least I have not seen it.
Even then, $1 billion went out of Binance in the last 24
Right.
hours, right? So people who are supporting it, like they're supporting it out of emotions maybe, but some people are not very comfortable. So you can say if they have $50 billion, 1% going out. So in one day, 2% of their total fund is going out. So it's now up to you. Like you want to risk your whole dollar, or you want to save some pennies on the trading fees, etc., so that you are putting your money in Binance and doing it. Actually, I think we
So
have covered almost everything around Binance's news.
yeah,
If you have any more comments, I think you can put it in the comment section. We'll try to answer it. But overall, it's a good day for companies, for people who are always playing by the books. So it's like you are actually punishing somebody for not playing by the books. It was not a fraud, but then again, they were doing things which were not 100% under the preview of the law in the legal sense, and so it happened.
right,
With this, I think we are close to ending this special discussion, which will not be following tomorrow on our actual discussions on the market, and hopefully the market will start moving up soon.
right. So I think we have answered almost all the things that We did it to about Binance, like the history and where we are heading. And again, diversify your assets if you have it on Binance. And yeah, that's it, I think. And thank you guys for joining in the stream and watching till the end. If you have any more questions, do ping us or put it up in the chat box. We'll be answering it tomorrow, maybe, if there is a lot of questions. But yeah, I think overall we have covered almost everything. And thank you again for spending time with
Thank you.
us. And
See
do
you
follow,
tomorrow.
like,
Yeah.
and share with our channel so that it reaches more people.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
everyone. Bye bye. Have a
Thank you.
nice
Bye bye.
day.